Welcome back to
All right,
Redbeard
Red.
RPG and Pillars of Eternity. We are getting ready to question some animancers in the Sanitarium about I got a feeling it's probably going to be someone who's uniquely named. Zoom out of touch. But we're doing the Man Who Waits quest line. Question animancers about suspicious activity in the Sanitarium. So I have a feeling, yeah, just walking up to randoms isn't gonna work. Noble. Let's turn that movement speed up. This guy has a unique name.
Greetings.
Apparently, I've already talked to this guy completely. That's what I was saying. I thought I had been here through here before. It makes me wonder, am I supposed to just talk to random animancers until someone gives me a clue? I find that hard to believe. Yeah, I've definitely been here before. I've talked to these people.
Good day to you.
Expert on awakens. I hear Valiant woman studies them. You should talk to her instead. Okay. I think find this Valiant
Good day
woman.
to you.
I'm just Master Azo's assistant. There's a visiting scholar named Belsage. She claims to know about them. I just tried talking to them. Oh, here we go. I'm investigating suspicious activity around the sanitarium. Oh, I'm just Master Alo's assistant. He'd know more about that, but he's in the middle of an busy with some patients. You won't be able to see him until he comes out from the patient ward. Is Azo busy with patients, or is he running some sort of experiment? I'm just an assistant. It's not my place to gossip. How do I get into the patient ward? Only Master Azo has access. I guess Head Warden Almer does too, but he's a statue. Okay. So I need to head back upstairs. Talk to the statue again. And hopefully that'll give us a little insight into what's going on here.
Hello.
Heard anything of interest? Maybe it's Caedman Azo running experiments on the patients here. Experiments? Caedman Azo is in charge of patient welfare now. He's not authorized to run any more experiments. I'm disappointed in Caedman, and hoped he would be the one to guide your inquiry. He'll be in the office of the patient's wards. I'm granting you immediate access so you can find him. No doubt you wish to speak with him further on the matter. I, for one, am curious as to what he might say. Tread carefully in the wards. There are a few dangerous cases. I would ask also that you do your best not to agitate the patients. They had enough troubles as it is. All right. All right, so I assume we need to run back downstairs. I think that's where he's at. That's definitely not him. Was he in here? Oh, he's back here. Okay. Okay. Flesh construct. A curved spine twists, this woman posture forward, her greasy hair draped over her large eyes like vines. She smiles at you. You must be visiting someone. Then, noting your appearance, adds, a friendly visit, I hope. You know about the Animancer Oz? Oh, I very much like him. Many Animancers could care less about their patients, look at us like vermin for their experiments, but Master Azo treats us like humans, even the very sick. You can tell he does this to help people. He's helped me understand a great deal about myself. I know he's done the same for others. It's too bad what they did to him. He hides it well, but they're still affected by it. What happened? They don't like to talk about it, but there was an accident. He was said to be one of the brightest in Direwood, that his reputation here, that was his reputation here, and that's what brought me to seek his treatment. People say it was ego that drove him to try to solve the legacy, but that's hogwash, even if he is a bit of a showman. He loves his homeland and he thought he could help. He wasn't the one he wasn't one to speak of his work, suspected his colleagues might have tried to steal it, but he told me once that he figured a way to create a soul. Interesting. Not a soul exactly, mind you. How do you put it? Proxy, I think he called it. He had some machine that drew energy out of the very ether. Can you imagine? The point is, it was going to help with the legacy. It was going to make Hollowborn into something easier to love and care for. Gods know that's something we need. Um, you know what they call those empty little babies in Andra's gift? Um, no, tell me. They call them boyas because so many of them, oh, buoys, because so many of them are found floating face down in the water. These are mad times. Anyway, Master Azo scheduled a public demonstration of his work in Copperlane. He was so excited. And then the next day, he was locked in his office, turning away visitors, I heard, and he stopped seeing patients. I don't know exactly what happened, and I don't have the heart to ask him, but I'm glad they're letting him treat people again. Where might I find him? I think I've seen him around today. Have you checked the laboratory? It shares a wall with his office. He's been spending most of his time there lately. And have any of the patients here been acting unusually? Well, there's Badixa, uh, who relives a murder she committed more than 5 lifetimes ago. Idlemen who they say only has half a soul, who was found collecting faces of others because he believed his own to be a false one. Graham speaks in a language no one understands and wails at the night sometimes. Different than their normal behavior, I mean. Well, yes, I suppose, but nothing they didn't volunteer for. Master Azo let us know a number of patients in the North Ward had volunteered for new therapy and would be escorted to his laboratory to receive treatment. Okay, so these are the people who agreed to his experiments, then, probably. The North Ward has our most troubled cases. I'm glad some of them have chosen to get help. It seems it's gotten quieter over there since it started. Oh boy. Would I be able to visit the North Ward? They like to keep them separate. I don't know. I've seen guards. I don't know if I've ever seen guards allow a visitor. Just Master Oz. You might ask him. He's very sympathetic. All right. Interesting. We got a lot of information off him. Yep, and no one else is uniquely named. Okay. So let's investigate this place a little bit more. Make sure we're not missing anything. Okay, that's just a dead end, so off this way. All right, what do we got here? Those flesh construct things creep me out. Okay. We got back this way. Keep your distance. Wick's in that cell back there. We've had incidents when people get close. Oh, there's literally a door over here. Open that up. Oh, this is the guy's office. Okay. Um, let's snoop over here. Apparently, we're allowed to. Berithian scripture. Anything? Fear not to journey when a portal opens. That mortal skull. Okay, so that's probably nothing of interest, really. Okay. Looks like those are the only things to interact with in his office. So we need to figure out how we're going to get back there. I would assume. Let's head off in this direction for now. Oh, we can go south too. Let's check south first. And no one with unique names. Definitely laid this out like a prison. This looks like a laboratory. What we got here? Both locked. I don't think we can. Yeah, we can't get any of those. I don't think. This one technically we can get into.
I'll see what I can do.
Let's. Oh, he's right there. No. Let's talk to the guy first. A round-faced, balding man turns to face you. His upper lip pulled upward slightly by his pointed nose, exposing upper teeth when he scowled.
What is the meaning of this?
I'd like access to the North Ward. Out of the question. Those patients are in isolation for a reason. I've been given permission to conduct my investigation down here. You best cooperate.
My answer is no. Whatever you're looking for, those patients will not be able to help you. The head warden will stand by me on this.
Ethmer told me you're not supposed to be doing those experiments. Yes, well, Ethmer hasn't done much good for anybody since the soul moved into an inanimate object. So I fail to see why that should sway me. If animancers followed commands of their leaders, where would we be? We'd all be backward and willfully ignorant, good grief, as Ritzeras. We would know nothing about life or death, or even ourselves. We'd be lost in the dark with no clue as to why. Animancers must push the boundaries of knowledge, but you must be careful, Azo. Even Defiance Bay isn't as safe for research as it once was. Let's see. Surely there are other paths that don't involve risking lives.
Indeed. Many lives have been spent in such pursuits, writing treatises and poems. But tell me this, how does one verify the truth of a poem? If some philosopher stumbled across the meaning of our existence, how would we know it from a false one? These are wasted lives. In animancy, there is progress. We are measurably closer to complete understanding because of our work, and that will be true until our work is complete. Who will solve Widewen's legacy? Some church? Some warrior? It will be an animancer, or it will be no one at all.
Have you tried your experiments on any other subjects? I have, yes. No point in lying about it now that Elthmer's involved. I asked for volunteers from our patients. A few brave souls came forward. I was very close at one time to a breakthrough. They understood that. They understood the sacrifices would mean something. I heard you were demoted. How'd that happen? That's none of your concern. Did one of the others put you up to this? Odmer, that smug weasel. Things went wrong. Everything. I don't know how. I'll never know. He spits on the floor. Okay. Looking for an expert on awakenings. Don't have time to give you direction. Go bother somebody else. Thanks. I need access to that North Ward. All right. Out of the question, so you can coerce them into your experiments. Pharaoh told me everything.
She's a patient! That blazing woman knows nothing of the nature of my experiments.
Okay, well, you're still running experiments on people. He balls up his fist, digs his teeth into his index finger, and a growl shimmering beneath his breath, and a deep scowl compressing his face.
Fine. Speak to them for all the good it'll do you. I'm sure the discussions will be fascinating.
He pulls a heavy key from one of his pockets and nearly slams it down on the floor before handing it to you. Alrighty, we got the key. So I'm assuming we'll take a quick peek around and make sure there's nothing of interest to check out here, but I'm assuming these are like mostly empty bedrooms, cells. Place is definitely structured like a prison. All right, so we just want to make sure we don't miss anything that might be interesting. How the heck do we get to that from? Oh, this is the North Ward. That's probably how we get in there. Okay, so no free roaming patients. Everyone's just kind of locked up. Is that the deal? Can't seem to interact with those doors. I can interact with this one. A willowy adolescent boy stands near the center of the cell, gawkish and stoop-shouldered. He stares straight ahead. The occasional blink his only movement, and it's unclear whether he registers your presence at all behind his glassy, doll-like eyes. In this state, the barriers between your soul and his are thin and porous, easily bypassed should you wish. Let's reach out. You close your eyes and edge forward towards the boy's soul. As you near, a sudden malaise comes over you. You're cold and warm all at once, sweating and shivering and straining for breath as you did on the caravan journey. The soul you approach is the wrong one, a parasitic plant that struggles in its host. It is predatory and pitiless, and you've crossed paths with it before. Too late. Too late does it occur to you to retract. You already feel yourself plunging into some immeasurable abyss of thought and memory. You're now standing in a cell, the same cell in the sanitarium. The halls are moonlit and empty, and you're waiting. At the far end of the ward, the door opens, revealing a flesh golem in silhouette beneath a stone archway. It makes its usual sounds, the same stops every time, the misbegotten child despondent of creators. When the construct is close, you coil yourself up and spring forward, passing out of the boy's body as if it were through a membrane. You can sense his body behind you, collapsing to the floor, a puppet whose strings are cut. You're rushing towards the golem now, bodiless as a gust of wind. Quickly, you think to yourself, quickly, and you feel the strength hemorrhaging from your soul as you dart towards the makeshift abomination. You pass into the golem's shell and overtake the soul implanted within it, encircling it, suppressing it, and contain the new vessel, and you're strong again. You step heavy-footed down the corridors, unheeded by the other constructs, and scrutinized only by the wary, untrustworthy eyes of the mad. Coming at last to the office piled with books, inscribed papers, and the perverse implements of animacy, you set your oversized hands upon a large machine, a nest of globes and tubes and coils in the center of the room, and you go to work, bending wires and unsettling alignments. Your surroundings are pulled past you, and perhaps you're pulled past them, but they dissolve into a blur. When they settle into the place again, you're outside on a clear day, standing in front of a crowd stacked high above you on tiered seats of the amphitheater. You are acting for the crowd, standing deliberately still, but this is no play. A balding man with rodent-like features is strapping you to a machine, the one you had tampered with. You see your arms for the first time, short, fleshy, unmistakably those of a little girl, but the body is not truly yours. Your mind still holds the same determination, the same hard-heartedness as before. The body itself is cold and viscous, unlike the others. This one has no soul of its own. The man speaks to the crowd and applauds with enthusiasm worthy of a hero's entrance. Bear witness, he says, and pulls the lever. The machine shivers and sparks. A bead of sweat rolls down the side of the man's brow. The crowd's apprehension quickly gives way as awe. A crystal globe fills a radiant mist that casts an entire theater aglow. He opens a valve, and the globe crawls through a tube along the length of copper wiring that runs to a set of electrodes beneath your armpits. You feel nothing when it reaches you, as it should be, for you have been leading his work astray periodically for some time, altering notes and settings and playing puppeteer for the Holoborn. But you make it look how people would expect when a body is infused with a soul. In a moment, the machine goes dark, the man unstraps you, eyeing you with a scientist's concern. He looks back up at the crowd. Behold, he says, but there's obvious hesitation in his voice. Slowly, you take a toddling step forward, and then another, and another. And you look up at the man, giving him an eye of contact which no Holoborn is capable, and the crowd gasps. The man looks relieved. How do you feel? He asks in a volume meant for a crowd at the moment. At the top of your lungs, you let out a piercing shriek. The man comes towards you, his hands outstretched, but you run the other way, back to the machine. With all your strength, you drive your head into the crystal globe. It shatters, streaking your head with warm blood. You drive your head down the surface of the machine again and again, drawing panic screams from the crowd. By the time the man reaches you, your body has already ceased proper function and merely twitches and cold on the ground. Good grief. Satisfied, you depart the corpse in search of another unsuspecting host. Who will put their faith in animancy now? You are pulled again from your surroundings, transcending the boundaries of memories and lifetimes, deeper and deeper past betrayals and murders and lies upon lies that form a thick webbing of plots beyond your mortal comprehension. You settle on a last room you've seen before, expansive with a tall device ascending an Adra monolith in the center. The room is filled with people. All look at the device. You're yanked suddenly back into reality. The once canonic body in the cells looking directly at you, appraising, calculating. There's no mistaking it now. It's the soul of Thanos X Arcanon, the man you've been searching for, that gazes out from the borrowed husk, a watcher. Not just a watcher, someone who will break those frail little legs of yours if you don't do exactly what I tell you. Is that so? He makes no effort to hide his disinterest. He makes a slight grunting noise, and his eyes soften for an instant, and it seems for the moment he recognizes you. He opens his mouth to speak, and then seems to think better of what he's about to say. His jaw tightens. I know your look, your hunger for answers that elude you. It gnaws at your soul. It usurps your reason for being. You're like everyone. I will help you let go. He dodges backward with a startling grace, putting himself out of reach. On his face, there's no malice, only the dissipation of a farmer putting down a sick animal. Then suddenly he slumps forward. Oh. Uh-oh. I think we're going to have to fight these guys. Uh-oh. Alright, quest is completed. And we are in combat. Is running away here an option? I doubt it.
Hey.
Alright, the priest is out there all by himself, so we'll actually have Eder engage this guy. Where
I'm
are
ready.
you? You're back there. You can engage that one. I'll transform and engage the guy right in front of me.
Yes?
You can help me with this fella.
I'm here.
And wasn't there another one? I think there's another one somewhere down here that I can't see right now. For now, I'll have you help me with Graham here. All right. Oh boy, there's a lot of people. This is not good.
Ready, Watcher.
Crazed patient. I guess we'll go after this one. we're slaying people pretty easily, it seems.
I'm ready.
She still hasn't used her thing. Oh, because she got interrupted by this guy. That's why. Alright, we'll get rid of him. Alright. How's he? He's most of the way done.
How may I help?
You can help by blasting this guy.
Settle!
I shall deal with you.
Alright, that one's down. You go after him.
I'm here.
You help with that. I actually keep forgetting about this. You'll cast that.
Aye? Hey.
Huh? I'm ready.
Who's that? That's my archer. Okay.
Yes?
You can help down this way.
Hey.
Okay.
Ready, Watcher.
You got another marked shot. Might as well use it on him, and since the dog's just kind of standing back, not doing anything.
Settle!
Got him. All right.
Yeah?
Now we just need to gang up on
I'm
this guy, and we should be in the clear. Ooh, boy. Well, that didn't go well.
Hey.
Might as well take whatever they got.
Oh, wish we'd brought a sled.
Doesn't seem to be much. And a scroll of fan flames in his poop bucket. Bucket reeks of awful. Oh, that's the one that's not the poop bucket. Chains grown. All right. Well, I think we're going to have to deal with what I'm assuming is going to be quite the mess we have made next time. Thank you guys so very much for watching, and have a good one.